Alright, we're going to be talking about the Macular Degeneration brochure. Now remember, brochures provide us with a visual cue to present to our patients. Patients tend to remember concepts and information when it's presented verbally as well as visually. When we just present things verbally, we tend to remember about 8%, 8% of the information, whereas when we present visually and verbally, we tend to remember upwards of 65%. And remember, patients tend to remember simple concepts rather than complex concepts. Again, we're trying to have the patient understand about their condition, how it affects their vision, and what it can do to their vision, and what needs to be done to prevent any issue from occurring. So, getting to the task at hand, we're going to open this document in Pages. It's going to get to the macular degeneration part here. And we're going to go to page 1. We're going to talk about page 1 first. Now, questions patients have is, how does this affect the vision? This gives them the perfect visual cue on how it affects their vision. It just simply affects the essential part of their vision. Second thing is, many cases of severe macular degeneration can be prevented through diet. We know that diet does play a component in this, as well as genetics, but we're getting to what the patients can do to slow this down. So the second page talks about the summary of the latest recommendations. Now, there will be many opinions on this. I'm just going to share with you my opinion on this. And again, I didn't want to give the patient too much information, but we know that omega-3 fatty acids have been found to reduce macular degeneration by 38% in several studies. Also, eating green leafy vegetables, we need to guide them on what they should be eating, what types of foods they should be eating. Green leafy vegetables are high in lutein, vitamin A, and vitamin C. Also, we need to start recommending a multivitamin, whether it be Botulinum Preservision, eye caps. This one is the one that we use within the office. The macular pigment has 3 compounds to it: lutein, zeaxanthin, and mesozeaxanthin. And this is really the only supplement that gives you all 3 compounds safely. The other thing is no smoking. I just did a funny little sign there: don't throw your cigarette ends on the floor. The cockroaches are getting cancer. You just need a visual cue to help them to remember these 4 simple concepts there, dietary recommendations. Now, what do we do in our office to track this macular degeneration? We're doing some scanning lasers, we're doing OCTs, and we're also doing retinal photographs, fluorescein angiograms, things like that. So we just want to talk about just early detection, why it's important to come into the eye doctor, because we're checking these little bumps, these little drusen spots, this buildup of waste in the retina. We're checking that to see how it's progressing, how it's getting worse, and allows us to detect the transfer of dry to wet at its earliest possible stage. But this simply provides them with a visual cue in addition to what you're saying verbally. Very easy to swap out pictures. Let's say you don't like that OCT scan. All you're doing is clicking and holding. I just kind of moved the document, but what you're going to do is click and hold. Oh, you got to click out of here and then click and hold. Oh no. There we go. And then you hit replace, and then you got your photos here, whatever you want to add. Now, getting to the second page there. Second page, you're going to want, some people just really want verbal information as well. So, this allows them to read through macular degeneration. Again, don't get too complex. Just try to keep it as simple as possible so they can retain this information. You also want a picture of yourself, because patients tend to remember faces as opposed to names. Again, very easy. You're just going to click and hold. I just moved the document again. I just got to kind of bring it down here. There you go. So you're just going to click and hold. There, replace. Hit replace, and you get to replace it with whatever photo you want. And let's say we just want to add my wife and I. You're just going to click that. I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to undo. Same thing with the logos. You're going to want to upgrade, put your website on there, and as well as change the logo out. Again, you're just going to click and hold. It says replace. You're just going to replace it with whatever photo you want. It all depends. Again, the iPad allows you to work from anywhere, from the beach. You know, you're not going to have these creative ideas in the office seeing 30 patients a day. When you're seeing 30 patients a day, you have very little time to appropriately educate. These visual brochures really allow you to appropriately educate the patient on what needs to be done.